Yes.
Well, now that you have seen it, I'm sure you've been told about this. How important was Bobby Heenan's commentary for creating what a magic moment the whole match was?
As I have footnoted for years, if the commentator doesn't like you and there's something personal going on, I don't care how great your performance can be, you can be dead in the water. I mean, and that's, you could be the greatest thing I don't know, whether the commentator isn't doing their highs and the lows and like Sophia, who does my social media with me, right? Played that entrance, played yesterday on Twitter and Instagram that the night I walked out for WrestleMania 24, right? And not to bring it up again, but I can't get away from it. And Jerry Lawler, and Jerry and I have been friends forever, but the last thing Jerry Lawler said, forever the man. God damn. I can't get away from it. Sorry. I promise I won't say anymore.
Well, let's get back to Bobby then, because I thought that's the best color commentary ever done in a wrestling match. Bobby Heenan, Royal Rumble, 1992. He sold when you were in trouble, and when you won, Nate. When you won, he was legitimately orgasmic. It was so convincing.
Yeah. Well, as I said, Bobby Heenan should have been in the Hall of Fame for being a wrestler and an announcer. Both.
And a manager.
And a manager. I mean, the guy was a phenomenal in-ring talent, too. But he just didn't do it full time, but boy, he could work. Wow.
Well, what was great about Bobby's commentary during the Rumble was he didn't make it just about you, but he always came back to you.
Yeah.
Always. Like, the conversation would wander somewhere else, but then would come back to Ric Flair, be fair to Flair. My God, he's never going to get through this. And it just built up to this climax. It was art. I couldn't possibly do any better. Wouldn't even dream that I could.
Bobby Heenan, my man.
Now, how important was the post-match interview with Okerlund? We talked about that in a little bit of a tease a couple weeks back. I think that's one of the best promos of your career, and maybe your best promo ever in WWE.
I guess people say that. I don't know. I mean, it was certainly packed with emotion, and it came from the heart.
Who was smoking the cigarette? Okerlund said, "Put that cigarette out." Who was that?
Pat Patterson.
That was a nice little sidebar, wasn't it? I always wondered, and I did not know till now who smoked the cigarette. So Pat, huh?
Yeah.
Now, you said in that promo that the WWE title was the only title that meant anything. Was that scripted for you, or was that you? Because that's a pretty big statement for a guy who had been the WCW and NWA standard bearer for so long.
Yeah, but the problem is the NWA no longer existed. And I guess the intent was, in saying that, is that if you're with the biggest company, the most successful people, the best crew in the world, that's the biggest moment. And the reality of it is, next to Starrcade, Harley, or the WrestleMania where Shawn beat me, and the Royal Rumble. I mean, I've had so many what you call iconic moments, but certainly those three have to be considered, some of my biggest.
Well, that promo brought a few things full circle, Nate, and let's talk about that. First off, that was the end of you being the real world champion. Mm-hmm. You were just WWE champion, the big gold belt. Well, it had been put away, but the blurred out Fako belt got put away. So that marked the end of that chapter, which I thought was a pretty good chapter.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I just it was phenomenal until the end. So who knows? That belt right there, I gifted to Hunter with a note, because Vince let me keep it, saying, I wish I could have dropped this to you in 1986.